Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video, which is going to be a tutorial on this makeup look, these eyes. I am going to be using the Little Elfos palette that Qing Beauty sent me over to try out, because this was the next palette that I was very excited to try. If you haven't watched the first palette that I used, I used a Cage Link palette, so I will link that video down below so you guys can check out that tutorial. But that palette is also beautiful. Now this is what the palette looks from the inside. Clearly I did use it today. I made it a little bit dirty, but here is the front as well. I really like the front. It's holographic as well. Hope it's focused on this and not on the backdrop. But yeah, super pretty. I was inspired to wear my black velvet earrings, as this is like a matte black packaging, and I wanted to do a makeup look that popped. And when I look at this palette, I mean, the first colors that catch my attention are obviously this gold down here and this like lime green. They are different. I know they look very similar, but they are different. Now this palette retails for $25 and it has 35 eyeshadows. This is a palette for me that has a little bit of everything in it. It has like the cranberry shade that I'm obsessed with. It has the warm orange over here in the corner. It has shimmers that are super bright. It has this really pretty pop of purple. It's just a well-rounded palette in my opinion. It is very pigmented as well. I thought I was going to need a base for the shimmery shades, but you will see in the tutorial that that is not the case. They apply on very pigmented, and if you add a setting spray or you wet your brush before you dip into the shimmer shades, they multiply like crazy, the intensity. So you can see it's very intense, and I did not mean to do this cut crease. When I wet my brush, it kind of like just started going as a kind of like a cut crease look, and I decided to pair it with dark lips because even though we are starting spring, I love to wear dark lips year round, and it just went so perfectly with this makeup look. It also has a mirror up here. I don't want to blind you guys, but that's the mirror right there. And yeah, this is a palette I'm going to be playing with today. I really like it. I want to do some swatches for you guys of some colors that, you know, caught my attention that obviously I did not use. Let's do this burgundy, kind of like a ruby. Yeah, it's more burgundy. This purple. Let's do this one. I was very intrigued to see how this one did. And I'll do the green one right here. And then let's do this kind of like hunter green. Look at those colors. Ooh, those are pretty. Ooh, imagine these two colors together with the pop of purple. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. Yes, that color's pretty. Let me do it on the hand to see. Oh, that purple is beautiful. Look at those colors. Those are so pretty. That lime, like chartreuse green, is stunning. Let me get a couple more shades, like the lighter shades, just so you guys can see. Let's do this one right here. This one. I'll do this other wine shade right here. Oh, that's pretty. And this one over here. We got one more. Let's do this one right here. Ooh, again, those are stunning. Let's do swatches on my arm. I'm not the best swatcher, honestly, but I want to show you guys how these colors look. Oh wow, look at that. That color right here is calling my name. It reminds me of a Milk Cosmetics eyeshadow. But yeah, those are some of the other shades swatched from this palette. I really like the formulation of these shadows. They do have a little bit of fallout, but it's nothing too crazy. Again, I like to mention these things to you guys because, you know, it is something that I experience with the palette, but it's nothing like crazy or overly dramatic. Now, I will say when I applied this yellow shade right here, or gold, when you apply it dry, it does create a little bit more fallout, like glittery fallout, but if you apply it wet, it just goes on seamlessly, no fallout. So yeah, that's that. If you want to see how I did this makeup look on the eyes, then just keep on watching. Look, I'm going to take this cream shade. It has two, a more yellow toned one and a more pinky tone. I'm going to mix a little bit of both just so I can apply that all over the lid so we can even out the color of our entire lid with this color just slightly. Now I'm going to start off with the light oranges and then work my way up. So I'm going to start off with this one right here. It looks yellow, like a mustard yellow, but I would definitely say it's more of a light orange, almost like a peachy shade. And I'm going to apply that on the crease and blend it upward. Next, I'm going to take that shade right next to that one that we just applied. It's this one right here. And I'm going to apply it in the crease again, and I'm going to focus this one a little bit more just on the crease. Next level. And now we're going to move into the next shade, which is this one right here. This one in person, I feel like it looks a bit more kind of like reddish, kind of like a mulberry shade. That's exactly what I can describe this color as. And I'm going to apply it in the same position we applied the last color, focusing it just on the crease. And as you can see, these do have a slight amount of fallout, but it's literally nothing too crazy. And when you pick up the color as well, I don't see too much fallout. As you can see in the colors up there, there's not too much fallout around the pans either. Now I'm going to take that last shade, last shade, which is this one right here. And again, on camera it looks very orange, and in person I feel like it's a little bit more deep, like a deep brick shade, because it's not exactly orange, but it's also not like exactly like a wine shade. And I'm gonna apply that in the crease again, and you can see how pigmented that is. I'm gonna blend it lightly upward, but not too much, because I'm going to go in with another brush and blend everything together. I'm going to take that same brush we applied that first transition shade, and this is an Alamar Cosmetics brush, which I think I got it in one of my boxy charm boxes. Now I'm going to take a bit of this warm brown shade right here, which on camera looks a little bit like super orange, but it's more brown, and I'm going to blend that a little bit above our crease. Since it's a light shade, I just want to add this up there. And I feel like the crease and everything looks very, very vibrant. So I'm going to blend all that out, and then I kind of feel like I want to change colors for the lid, and I want to apply this one. It's a really, really vibrant gold shade. As opposed to this one over here. This one's more of a green, so I'll swatch it just so you guys can see the difference. One's more green and one's definitely gold. So I think I want to do the gold instead, because this orange looks very, very vibrant and intense, and I feel like the other shade that I showed you guys isn't going to really pop as much as that gold would. I'm going to take a little bit of that yellow cream shade, or light yellow, and apply that on our brow bone just to help with the blending. And as I'm applying it, I'm blending it downward to blend both colors together so there won't be any harsh lines up there. So I kind of like pull, kind of like if I'm scratching up and down, pulling the shadow down to blend. Like so. I'm going to go ahead and blend a little bit more with this brush. Just take your time in the blending. I feel like that's the most important step in doing your eyeshadow, is when you're blending, when you're adding colors, definitely take the time to blend each color. So I think this color will go on nicely without having to apply a base. So I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to apply it on the lid. I'm going to take this very vibrant color right here. And there's so many options in this palette, so many look options. I feel like this is a great palette, and so far all the eyeshadow, oh, do you guys see that? There's nothing on my brush. I didn't wet it. I didn't apply a base before, and that color is going on. Next level. So if I wet this color, it will be 10 times more like vibrant and pigmented. So that's what I want to do. I want to wet it just to see how much brighter and like extra it will look. So I'm going to wet my brush and I'm going to pick up more color. Keep in mind, if you wet your brush, the application is much cleaner. I will say that if you apply it dry, it's still very pigmented, but there is a bit more fallout, which, I mean, it's all good. All you have to do is make sure you have a big brush. I should tell you guys, I like to remove my fallout with a big fluffy brush rather than a smaller brush. And I don't put any pressure on my skin when I'm removing fallout. I literally like just sweep it off and pull my hand and move my head a little like that, so that I won't press anything onto the skin. And you can see everything literally is gone, all the fallout. And that color, like it literally created like a cut crease look without even trying when I wet the shade. That's crazy. It's so stunning. Now I want to deepen the outer V a tiny smidge. So I'm going to go in with this deep brown right here, which is more warm toned than the one right above it. And I'm going to take kind of like a small brush, just because I want to be very precise in that outer V, and add a little bit of deep warmth to it. Just a tiny smidge. Like so. So we can balance everything out. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply liner and lashes, because I feel like that's all this look needs. I really like how it looked. That color is stunning. And that basically concludes this tutorial. What did you guys think? Did you guys like the look? Let me know in the comments down below. I really like this palette. I feel like I can make this my everyday palette because it has colors that I love, that I use on a daily basis. My typical like everyday makeup eyeshadow look, my everyday look kind of always consists of orange shades. I don't know why. I just really gravitate towards orange warm tones, and this palette has pretty much all the orange warm tones I can want and more. And it has two matte shades right here, like bone shades, that I personally really love that palettes have. For me, when a palette has that shade, like that warm cream shade, I'm all for it because it's a shade that I always use when I do my makeup. So yeah, that's basically it for this tutorial using this little Elfos palette, the Virgo palette. I will link Qing Beauty down below, and I will link this palette down below if you guys would like to check it out. And that's basically it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all your support. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like always, I will see you all in my next video. Bye!